All right, hello everyone. I told you guys to be bullish. I didn't know it'd be this bullish. All right, so in today's video, we have to take a look at what the next steps are for the market because this was a crazy move. All right, we're going to take a look at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Russell, the Dow, the dollar, and the bonds. All right. Also, to basically just cut it short, I am currently holding on to September 29th puts on the Dow. So basically, I'm leaning a bit short. Kind of risky here because we have a huge move to the upside, but I'm going to give you guys my thought process and we're going to take it one day at a time. All right, so without further ado, let's get started with the video. All right, first and foremost, the three main indices are at very major levels of resistance. So we have the NASDAQ tapping at 375, the IWM tapping at this 188 level, and the SPY obviously at 450. The fact that this happened in a day is crazy to me, but all three of them are at major levels of resistance. That in and of itself, not the best time to start being bullish. Okay, that's like my first reason. The second reason is when you start looking at the VIX. So I'm just spitballing. I get not spitballing, but what is the term when you're just laying things out basically one after the other? Anyway, the indices, they're all at levels of resistance. Okay, next we're going to take a look at the VIX. So the VIX is important to look at because it shows basically the volatility of the market. If the VIX is falling, then generally that means that the market is doing really well. So we could see obviously the VIX had a red day today. What's interesting to see now is the VIX is getting close to the lower level of the Bollinger Band. When it starts trading outside of the lower level of the Bollinger Band, the move to the downside on the VIX does not always sustain itself. There's always a bounce. So now that we're getting close to a potential bounce on the VIX, a potential bounce on the VIX means downside on the market. Okay, so not as strong of a reason, but this is another reason. The VIX is getting almost overextended to the downside in terms of the Bollinger Band, which is bearish for the market. Okay, so there's that. Then the next thing that I want to take a look at is the dollar. Okay, so the dollar is important to look at because it shows a more inverse relationship to the market. When the dollar is strong, the overall market is weak. Okay, so right now, pragmatically, we see that the dollar is showing a weakness here at this high, and because it started to show weakness at this level of resistance, we saw a bounce in the market. Right now, basically, the dollar is getting close to major levels of support. So, as the dollar is close to these levels of support, and especially since the overall market had a huge rip to the upside, the dollar might find some support here. And if the dollar finds some support here and bounces a bit, right? It doesn't need to be a huge bounce, but it could bounce a bit. Then that would mean that the overall market should fall. So that's the other reason. Okay, so there's that for the dollar. Then, honestly, the other things that I want to take a look at are some tech stocks. So I want to take a look at Tesla and Google with you guys. All right, so this is a daily chart of Tesla. Tesla very, very clearly is up 7.5% today. In no way, shape, or form would I ever go long really a stock that has a huge move like this, unless it's already overextended to the upside. So that's not the case. It just had a huge breakout candle today. Now is not the time to go long, in my opinion, on Tesla. And another thing, it's getting very close to the upper level of the Bollinger Band. So yeah, it could go up another day higher, sure. And then it could just continue flying. But all I'm saying is right now, right, this candle on this move, you don't go long. You would have much rather go long down here on Tesla when it started looking bullish, which is one of the original reasons why I was bullish because Tesla looked really bullish. So anyway, now that this move on Tesla basically happened, now is not the time to enter into longs. So there's that for Tesla. It already made a huge move to the upside. The next thing I want to take a look at is Google. So Google also made a huge move to the upside, and now it's trading outside of the upper level of the Bollinger Band. When this happens, generally, it is a good sign that Google will return back into the Bollinger Band. So basically, the point of this is that Google and Tesla are both not Tesla, but Google and Tesla both had huge moves. So with a lot of these tech stocks, basically just had huge moves. SPY, the NASDAQ, the Russell, all at levels of resistance. The dollar close to a level of support. That's not as strong, right? But the dollar is close to a level of support. A lot of these reasons are it just makes sense, in my opinion, that tomorrow would be a day where it's a bit of a consolidation period. So this week, I would, like on paper, right? If the market, if they want to continue driving the market up, we saw seasonality of how seasonality towards the end of August is strong, right? So, we know that, seasonality should be bullish towards the end of the month in August. That's what's basically happening. If they want to, so what I'm saying is if they want to continue it up, right? What they're going to want to do is they're going to want to have people buy dips. So for a dip to happen, we need to fall a bit. So I'm assuming we should be falling to around 447. At least 448, 447 should be like a comfortable place that we would come back and have a pullback, in my opinion. And I would be surprised if we don't. So one of the main reasons why I shorted the Dow instead of the IWM or the SPY is because, first of all, basically the IWM and the Dow are both very similar in terms of where they are on the chart, right? But the NASDAQ, so one of the main things is the NASDAQ has a lot of strength from the tech stocks. It is also the biggest winner, right? So the NASDAQ has a lot of strength backing it up from the tech. The S&P also, because of the NASDAQ, has that strength as well. And then the IWM, basically there's a lot of one of the reasons why I didn't want to short the IWM was because it was doing really, really well compared to the Dow. All right, so the Dow is only up 0.8% compared to the IWM is up 1.4%. So I don't want to short the winner. I wouldn't want to short the S&P. I wouldn't want to short the NASDAQ. And basically, if the NASDAQ and the SPY turn over here and come to levels of support for a retest of support for a continued move to the upside, I would rather be short the loser instead of shorting the winner for a potential bigger pullback. That generally doesn't always work. So once again, the SPY, the NASDAQ, the Russell, they're all at levels of resistance. When you're looking at the Dow, also very strong level of resistance here. So, with that being said, it makes sense to be short, or at least, be careful about being long. So in terms of day trading, we have to see how we respond at 447. If we even get there. But 450 is a major level of resistance on the SPY. And, just keeping it simple. Now is not really the time to go long. If we end up making another move to 455, then so be it. But right now, in my opinion, is a pretty solid time to short with a nice little stop loss. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But to get our feet wet with some sort of a position, it is not the time to go long. I would much rather just go short the Dow, in my opinion. And that's basically what we did. So I hope this made sense. Yeah. Hope this made sense. Bitcoin had a huge move to the upside, and a lot of IWM related names are also doing really, really well. Coin, Mara, Riot, the miners, everyone. So yeah, that was another reason why I didn't really want to go short on the IWM and would rather do the Dow. All right, so regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Hope you guys had a wonderful day. I hope you guys made money. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. Thank you. Take care.